Good morning, Spencer, West Virginia, or afternoon or evening. This is a new podcast from the Positive Educator, speaking from the halls of Patch. Today and in the future, I'm going to be speaking about your child's education, how it correlates with mathematics. Okay? First, a little bit, 1 minute about who I am, so that you understand that I'm a fact-based individual, actually research-based. Since a teacher and administrator, starting in 1972. I've been a principal in 5 states and 3 countries. I have 5 degrees, 3 masters, all directed towards how students learn in early childhood education. That was my main focus, has been for 48 years. I won the Fulbright Award as a teacher, 3 national awards as a principal in changing my buildings around, from low performing to high. I know what it takes to be successful. I don't know if you know what it takes to be successful because you're not in education. And about 95% of the time it's not teachers. It's curriculum. It's the direction the building's going in. Now, I'm going to start with today why your students are failing. There's a word that bothers me. It doesn't do with mastery. It has to do with the way the states are presenting math scores to you. The word is proficient. It's a really neat word if you want to duck hard questions, because you can manipulate the scores. At this current time, Spencer, West Virginia, along with the rest of West Virginia and most of the United States, the average score for a 3rd grader is 46% proficient. Now you can do the math. That means out of 100, 54% are not passing. If you're proficient, you can pass. At least that word is what they use. The next is, are you one of the 56%, 57% who are not successful? At the end of 3rd grade, 4th grade sets up the rest of your life. So K1, 2, and 3 are the most important years, and we're failing them. I went back 5-6 years. West Virginia and Spencer have not crossed the 46th parallel. So for all these years, there's not been a change. Students' minds have changed, the way they think, the way the mind processes information. We're back in the 1950s. That's what I'm talking to you about. I want to share with you my knowledge and how Patch can help you change. Now, what's really important is to understand what's needed to be successful in mathematics. Don't teach it the way they are. Common Core or any other current means of testing children rely on language. Your reading scores are 46%. Now, math is a language. It's always been a language, but we don't teach it that way. We teach it as a sub-subject. But we start wanting children to write theses in 1st grade. That's not what it's about. What I want you to do is to think about the 4 key words in successful learning. Mathematics. I won't go to reading. I'm just going to hone in on mathematics. You need to have play, color, consistency, and tactile. Tactile is touch. If you don't have those involved on a daily basis, you won't be successful. The brain won't store it. And that's what we have a problem with, is memorization in mathematics. I'll get into that at a later time. Right now, I want to work with you to get past the 46%. I doubt very much if you happen to be one of the 46%. You're probably one of the 54%. Your kids don't like math. They're frustrated. You're frustrated. All because we're not presenting it as a language by itself. We expect them to work too early on word problems. I'll get into more later about the brain. I'll make just this statement at this time with you. The right part of the brain is the fun part of the brain. Curiosity, adventure. It develops by the time you're 4 years old. Think of what your 4-year-old is doing and 3-year-old, how they explore. Well, that continues. However, the left side of the brain, math, science, social studies, the complex part, the organized part, doesn't fully develop until you're 7. Think about that. What are we trying to teach and when? This is a big factor. Now with Patch, we've developed a program that is built on tenets. These tenets are the foundation that we go in. I'm going to give them to you right now. They're critical thinking. They're creativity. Collaboration. It means they're working together with other kids. And if you can't do that, it can be mom and dad, since we're not back in school, some of us. The next is exploring. Little kids love exploring. Next, to build confidence so that you can go on and accept some mistakes and correct them, but it builds confidence to be successful. Next, encourage curiosity. That's what we need now and in the future. Creative kids who are thinking and using curiosity. Next, strategizing, planning ahead. How does this work? How can we make it work? Next, mastering the skills necessary to be successful. And the biggest part is play. That's tenet 9. The 10th tenet is our most important one that we focus on here at Patch. It is to feel successful. Think about that. How often do your children feel successful, especially in the area of mathematics? That's what we want to change. I'm here and Patch is here to make a difference in how you perceive math. Think first of all, math is a language. And reading and writing is a language. And we want to put them both together in kindergarten and first grade? Doesn't work that way. The brain won't do it. That's why we're in the 46th percentile who are proficient. I want to have 100% mastery. I hope you do. You don't want a proficient doctor, a proficient bookkeeper, or an architect, or a plumber. You want one who's mastered the trade. So do we. Why is third grade important? Because all those skills take a step up after that. Let me share one fact with you. When it comes to third grade, the scores that you obtain will go with you for the rest of your life. Those that score 46%, think of that as they're moving along. When you move into high school, only 22% take higher math. 17% take science. That's out of 100. Why? Because they've been turned off by third grade. Let's see if we can turn that around. Now, we're going to have more of these blogs, and I'm going to get into depth about how the brain works and how you as parents can actually understand what's going on in 10 minutes. Because it only takes 10 numbers, 1 through 10 codes that represent the numbers, and 10 colors. They all work together. I'll give you an example. W is for white. White equals 1. It goes all the way up to orange. O is for orange. Orange equals 10. What am I doing? You're saying that's too easy. Math is easy. We make it hard. We make it way too hard. We're more interested in trying to get the 46% up than achieving mastery. Mastery takes time. That's what our program is about. We give your children time and incremental steps, little tiny steps we take. In our book, we're going to give you. Now, I'd like to share some stuff with you right now. Are you ready? You're going to get from Patch, we have 2 books. The first is book 1. It is so much fun. You're going to look at it and say, how do my kids become successful in math through a workbook? It's not a workbook. It's much more. It has color, consistency, tactile is used with it, and most of all, it's play. Everything that you look for the brain. The brain doesn't like white on black, or black on white. Doesn't like it. So you base it on colors. It lives off of colors. Now, from the book, we have volume 1 and 2. You're going to get the first volume, and when you're done and have looked at our tapes, bring it in to me. I will check it over. We might have to do it outside the building, but I will do it with you. And I'll let you know if you get book 2. We're not in a hurry. Remember that about learning. Learning takes time. Anybody who rushes is going to fail, except for the 5% children, maybe 8, who don't need that time. But the 92% sure do. Now, along with the book, you got to have our Cuisinart. They come in a package, not like this. We just happen to use this at this time. There's 74 pieces. They come in different numbers for each color. So, you get a book, Cuisinart rods. We even give you the magic markers because we need consistency. Then we give you what's called a train. This is where they play and put the different sets in. This is a 5. If you watch our tapes, you're going to see how they're used. We have them 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. They need to work with these. It's tactile, it's visual, and it's play again. Everything that they need to be successful. And you're asking yourself, why doesn't school do this? I'm not sure. However, okay. Newsflash. Patch is going to send you a sign-up form. Bring completed form with you to Patch office to pick up your packet. I can't wait. I want you to be successful. You've never been able to teach your kids math, and now you can. You can learn right with them. Next, the Wizard packet will be brought out to you. You come on in, sign a form, and we'll bring out the package. Again, we're all based on COVID-19 and all the restrictions, but we will work with you. I want your daughter, I want your sons to be successful. Enjoy it. Maybe some of you have had numbers at Patch, at the school, at Spencer Elementary. Ask around. My classroom, they loved it. There's things they're going to ask you to make at home. It's your creativity with the child's that'll make this a super program. Now, why are children today different? This is one of my last points today. Don't want to overwhelm you. Children are different today because color TV came in 1950, but really didn't start to be a wholesale item until the 80s. Then you had high def. Next, the color phones. They came in 2000. Think of this. Next, color computers came in the late 1980s. Color computer games. Think of the games that are out there. They came in the early 90s and have not slowed down. And the last, color magazines. All the things I'm talking about, they're involved in. Color. Do phones, do you touch them? Yes. How about the computers? Do you touch them? Yes. And of course, everything that they do is based on psychology of how the brain works. Schools don't do that. We here at Patch want to give you a solution. Not something that's going to take a lifetime or 10 years or 5. We can make a difference in months for your students, your children to understand how math works. It's unbelievably simple. A gentleman, a long time ago, 1900 to be exact, wrote about mathematics. He said, it should be fluent, like you're speaking. Kind of think about that. We start with reading and speaking when we're about 2 years old. We start uttering sounds about 1.5. So they have all that time for the brain to start developing. But in mathematics, we really don't start until kindergarten. But the main reason for not being successful, brain's not ready for it. So we mean to make your brains ready for mathematics. One last thing I'd like to throw in. Everything I state is factual. You may do your due diligence and look it up. It comes from the national educational journals. You can ask your phone, what is my child's 3rd grade average math score? And it will horrify you. So then ask it what its reading score is. So if you're not proficient in 3rd grade in reading or math, are you going to be a top student throughout high school? I doubt it very much. They're running into problem right now in universities where a lot of students who got A's and B's locally have to take freshman pre-courses because they're not ready. We want to help you to have your students ready. Now, from the positive educator, I want to say thank you, and I hope you turn in. Just got to ask a question here. Friday we do this again, and they pick. Can they turn it on live or whatever, or pick it up?
Probably not quite that soon. We probably need to get the videos out for like a week before we can start setting that up.
Okay. It's going to take time. I'll be back on Friday before we can set up the process to make your life, your children's life, more pleasurable. Again, from the Positive Educator, see you on Friday. Have a great day. Hope that wasn't too much over the board.
No, that's good. Would you mind just redoing the how to sign up? I'm totally turning off that camera, so it doesn't even matter. You don't have to look at that, but could you just say...
Yeah, I can go right through what you have
all
here.
you have to do is, I'll give you a thumbs up and say, here's how you sign up, and
Okay.
and just stress...
Do you want me to put the telephone number in?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
And then just stress, please don't come physically to the patch office. Please give us a call first.
Yes.
That's what
Got that part.
Okay. And so just start with, here's how to sign up, and then we'll edit
Okay.
it in.
How do you sign up for our program here at Patch? Well, first of all, I'm going to give you a telephone number. I'm going to say it slowly. I hate when somebody rips off a telephone number. First, 304 927. Yeah, here are the 4. 8047. That's the number you need to call here at Patch to help sign yourself up, your children up. Now again, you can be pre-K, K, 1, 2, or 3. Patch will send you a sign-up form after you call. Next, bring the completed form with you to Patch office, and so you can then pick up your packet. Now, in the packet, do I need to go to the packet? Okay. Call Patch office when you're in the outside. We are trying to set up a safe environment. So, you need a form. We'll mail it to you. Next, you're going to come here to Patch. We'll take the form outside so we know who we're dealing with. We'll give you the kit. But call us when you're outside so that one of us can come on outside and greet you. Next, the Wizard pack will be brought out to you. We're trying to keep this as safe as possible. And by the way, Cuisinart rods can be washed. So if they're used every week, you might want to put them in a bowl and put a little chlorine with it, and it kills it. It's a great way to do it. I did it in my classroom all the time. Now, I'm going to review with you one more time. Call the number. We'll send you a form. You come, call us from the outside. Someone will come down to your car. We will collect the form and give you a packet. We need that for our information. Now, these dollars, these packets, you're wondering where they're coming from. You've paid for them, and grants have paid for them here. When you voted for Patch, you actually enlisted our help without knowing it. So again, send for the form. I'd love to see every one of our textbooks out of here, used, where I can work with your students on gaining the knowledge and skills they need. Again, Patch is here to help you. Thank you.